Good morning students. Once again, welcome to the wave optics classes. Today we are going to start the interference concept. So already in the last class we completed about coherent and incoherent sources. If the sources of light giving out the light waves of same frequency, same wavelength are having the same phase or constant phase difference are called coherent sources. And if the sources of light giving out the light waves of different wavelength, they are all of different frequency and having some phase difference are called incoherent or random phase difference. That is the same thing. That is incoherent sources. And already we told yesterday how will you obtain the coherent sources. So coherent sources are obtained by dividing the wavefronts and by dividing the amplitude. Okay. So in this class we are going to study about the interference topic. So what is interference? Interference means when two waves which traveling in the same direction superpose on each other, there may be a change in the energy or intensity. Okay, if this is one wave and another wave, they are traveling in the same direction and they superpose on each other, there may be a redistribution of energy and one bigger wave may be formed or one smaller wave may be formed. It depends on the superposition. So that phenomenon is called interference. Okay, so what is interference? The modification in the intensity of light. Intensity of light is nothing but energy. The modification in the intensity of light due to what? When two or more similar light waves. When two or more similar light waves are traveling in the same direction, superimpose on each other, is called interference. It is very important for your theory exam, 1 mark. Okay, so they may ask what is interference for 1 mark. You have to write modification in the intensity of light or energy when two or more similar light waves traveling in the same direction superpose on each other is called interference. Because of interference, I mean because of superposition, how they will superpose? Because wave consists of alternate crust and trough that you already know. If crust superimposed on crust, you may see bright band. If crust superposed on trough, you may see dark band. So you can observe alternate bright, dark, bright, dark, bright, dark bands. When two light waves superpose on each other, we can see alternate bright and dark bands, and those bands are called interference bands. So ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು interference bands ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. On the basis of bright band and dark band formation, we can divide the interference as constructive and destructive interference. If you obtain bright band, then it is considered as constructive interference. If you obtain dark band, then it is called destructive interference. The question is, when will you obtain bright band? When will you obtain dark band? Okay, so let us study constructive and destructive interference. Under that, the first one is constructive interference. Constructive interference. So for interference concept, first you should know the concept of superposition that already you studied in your first year PUC. Principle of superposition. When two or more light waves traveling in the same direction superpose on each other, at the point of superposition, the resultant displacement is equal to algebraic sum of vector sum of the individual displacement. That is y is equal to y1 plus y2 plus y3. Remember? Okay. So the same concept you have to apply for interference concept also. So now constructive interference. So what is constructive interference? When two similar light waves traveling in the same direction, the crust of one wave falls on the crust of another wave, or the crust is superposed on another crust, you will obtain bright band, and that phenomenon is called what? Constructive interference. That is crust superimposed on crust. Another crust. You all know that light wave consists of alternate crust, trough, crust, trough. Okay, the crust superimposed on another crust, so you will obtain what? Bright band. So that is bright band. See, so this is one wave. Now, this is O. This is the maximum displacement of the particle from the mean position. So you will consider it as a plus A. So this is minus A. Again this is plus A. This is minus A. For crust it is plus A. For trough it is minus A. That's it. The length of one complete wave is called its wavelength. That is lambda, 1 lambda. And the time taken to cover the distance is nothing but what? T. It is T. If it is T, then this must be equal to what? T by 2. This must be equal to T by 2. And again, this is lambda by 2. The distance from this point to this point is nothing but what? Lambda by 2. This is T by 4 and this is 3T by 4. Okay, so this is once again I am going to revise, which already you studied in your first year PUC, because it needs some more concept to understand interference much better. Now consider two waves. Now I am rubbing this. No need to write the diagram for your examination. When one wave is traveling in this direction, see, this is a screen which we placed. Another wave is also traveling from the same point in the same time. Okay, and these two superimpose on each other on the screen. That is, the crust of this wave superpose on crust of the another wave. So because of, actually in reality there is no this much of distance between these waves. Just to understand much better, we are writing with certain distance. So because of this, it will be, the resultant wave will be like this. There may be increase in the amplitude or there may be increase in the energy. When will you obtain this much of intensity or energy? When crust on one wave falls crust on the another wave. So this is plus A crust. This is also plus A crust. Then the resultant amplitude is what? A plus A. What is A plus A? 2A. So 2A is the resultant amplitude. You all know that I is directly proportional to A square. What is I? Intensity. Where will you get this concept? Again in the first year PUC. The intensity of a sound wave is equal to 2 pi f square A square rho into V. From that formula, intense, even it can also be applicable for light wave. So I is directly proportional to A square or 2A, that is proportional to 4A square for this diagram. So if you obtain the bright band, then intensity also increases according to the amplitude concept. Okay, now next, destructive interference. Destructive interference. So here actually, constructive interference and destructive interference actually ನಿಮಗೆ again by taking the path difference and phase difference ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು explain ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Next class ಅಲ್ಲಿ actually ಅದನ್ನ detail ಆಗಿ ಓದ್ತೀವಿ. What is path difference? Already I told you, ಇದು 0 ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ for example ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, okay, I will show one example. So this is one wave, okay, and this is another wave. Start from this. Then these two waves has a path difference of what? Lambda, and a phase difference of 360 degree. What is the relation between path difference and the phase difference? If delta phi is the phase difference, then the relation between them is given by delta phi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta x. Again adu kuda first year PUC ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Okay na? So delta phi is the phase difference, delta x is the path difference. Suppose ಈ ತರ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಅದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದ್ತೀವಿ. If there is a path difference of 1 lambda, then you will obtain again ಈ ವೇವ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರ ಬದಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಟಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ you will obtain what crust falls on the crust, you will obtain bright band. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರ ಬದಲಿ ಈ ವೇವ್ ಓಕೆನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ವೇವ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಇದರ ಕ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟ್ರಫ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಫಾಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ when it is lambda by 2, the path difference lambda by 2 ಇದ್ದಾಗ crust of this falls on the trough of another wave. ಓಕೆ at that time ಆಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ ಈಗ ಬೇಡ ನಮಗೆ ಅದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾನು. ದ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಾತ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ is given by delta phi equals 2 pi by lambda into delta x. Then what is destructive interference? Destructive interference is when two similar light waves traveling in the same direction, if you obtain dark bands, then it is considered as a destructive interference. How will you obtain dark? When crust of one wave falls on the trough, that is crust of one wave superimpose on trough of the another wave. So then we will obtain what? Dark band. It will be like this. So this is one wave, okay, and so there may be another wave like this. It is a plus A, this is minus A. So what is the resultant amplitude? It is a plus A and the minus A is what? 0. If amplitude is 0, then resultant intensity is also 0. I mean you will get what? Dark band. Okay na? So idu just iga nimige what are the conditions for constructive and destructive interference anta in detail agi next ಓದ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಇರಲಿ ಅಂತ I explained constructive and destructive interference. Okay. So next sustained interference and conditions for sustained interference. So if you want to obtain sustained interference, what is sustained interference first of all? Sustained interference means the thickness and intensity of bright and dark bands, because we obtain alternate bright dark bright dark bright dark. No, the intensity and the thickness of dark and bright bands remain same throughout. That is called what? Sustained interference. Okay, if you start journey from Davangere and you want to end it in Chitradurga, if your speed and energy is same throughout the Chitradurga until you reach the Chitradurga, then you are a sustained person. You sustain everything. The same definition for interference also. If thickness and intensity of bright and dark bands remain same throughout, then the phenomenon is called what? Sustained interference. How will you obtain? How you gain that much of energy to travel from Davangere to Chitradurga or to run from Davangere to Chitradurga? You need glucose water, you need a particular food, you need particular protein, and you have to run in a particular track, and you should avoid the disturbances on the highway. So these are the things which you need. Similarly, to obtain sustained interference, we have some conditions. What are the conditions for sustained interference? Two sources must be coherent. I told you yesterday what are coherent sources? Sources of light giving out the light waves of same frequency and same phase. So two sources must be coherent. Two sources must be very narrow. Two sources must be separated by a small or very narrow distance, and they must be parallel. Okay, that is very very important. And finally, light waves from two sources must be in phase or should have maintained the constant phase difference. If you follow these conditions, then definitely you will obtain what? The same thickness and intensity of bright and dark bands, which is nothing but sustained interference. Okay, so now let me try to see some pictures for our better understanding. Okay, let me see some diagram which is very important to understand the interference and superposition. Okay. So see, in this diagram, before superposition, what happened, and after superposition what happened. In this diagram, if you drop a pin to the water, you will observe ripples, that is circular shape. Another pin, if you drop on the same tank, those two ripples may superimpose on each other, and that you can see like that. If the two water waves superpose on each other, after superpose, their amplitude will be increases. So this is the main principle of superposition. That is, when two or more waves travel through the same medium simultaneously, the resultant displacement at any point is the vector sum of the displacement due to the individual waves. And this is the basic principle of superposition. So suppose you consider the same water waves. If y1 is the displacement of the one wave, and y2 is the displacement of the another wave, then what happened after superposition? Yes, the displacement is increases, because the resultant displacement is what? y1 plus y2. Observe ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಲ್ವಾ diagram ನ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. Okay, if y1 plus y2 is the resultant of two crust, then you will get what? More value, a plus a 2a. When crust falls on the trough, that is plus a and minus a, that is minimum displacement. So this is the case when crust falls on the crust, maximum displacement, that is constructive superposition. And this is the case destructive superposition, that is minimum displacement. Okay, so I think you better understand now. So we shall continue the class tomorrow. So until, keep studying, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.